What's going on, Brian? My mentor back with another video. We're out all the way in British Columbia today, and we're checking out this Cessna, making an extremely hard landing. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking good until boom, boom. 3, 4, 5. Woo, maybe 6, maybe 7 or 8. Yeah, 5 to 8 landings for the price of 1. 5 to 8 landings for the price of 1. And just looking at this video, I can already tell you the pilot just got too slow. Pilot just got too slow on this approach to landing, and I'll show you another video to explain why I think that this pilot got slow on the landing, to sort of just give this some context and to basically just bring it all together, because you can only see but so much from this angle. And initially when I saw this video, I thought it was one of those runways where you could only fly one way in and one way out, and it doesn't matter whether or not you had a tailwind, you still had to take off and land in that direction on this particular airport. I've landed at an airport like that, and I can tell you it's a pain in the butt, because you're having to really adjust your power settings, really keep an eye on that airspeed, because you're coming in at a slower airspeed, because you're compensating for the tailwind that you're having that's giving you, more airspeed, right? So your power settings are all different, and you can get slow, and you can smack the runway just like that, So yeah, landing those airports aren't fun. But I did some more research on this particular airport to see like if it was like a really difficult airport to land at, difficult airport to take off at, see if it was one way in, one way out, and it's not one way in, one way out. Saw videos of pilots landing on both directions on the runway. It's a beautiful airport. I imagine that it's a beautiful approach into the airport. But yeah, this guy or gal got too slow on this approach, smacks the runway, pilot-induced oscillations. You see he's got 5 landings to 8 landings for the price of 1 landing here, and landed so hard that the nose gear starts to shimmy. See all that shaking right there? That's called a shimmy, right? And there's a bunch of factors that go into nose gear shimmies, or any kind of gear shimmy. And in this case, he clearly landed so hard, caused the nose wheel to become imbalanced. So that's why you see it shaking so much, right? Looks like it's trying to get away from the airplane because they landed so hard, and the nose gear doesn't want to be a part of the airplane anymore. But that's why the nose gear is shaking so much. He landed so hard, it's causing it to shake. Even the tail is shaking real bad. So, I've had a nose gear shimmy before, not because of a hard landing, but the dampener, the shimmy dampener, was going out on the airplane, so we were ferrying it to maintenance anyway, and they were going to take care of that. But it feels like the whole plane is vibrating and is going to become like uncontrollable. It is not a comfortable feeling at all. Like when that the nose gear starts to shimmy like that, the whole plane is shaking, and you're like, whoa, what is going on? What is going on? Did I break something? Is the airplane all right? And then, of course, as you get slower in the airspeed, then that shimmy goes away. So I know that the pilots and the passengers on this plane are kind of just like, whoa, especially the passengers, right? Passengers, really, they don't know what's going on. They don't know what this shimmy is. So they're just like, get me off this airplane. Let me kiss the ground and get to where I'm going, because this flight ain't it. All right, so let's go into that other video that I got for you. Let me pause this one. All right, there we go. Okay, so here's a bird's eye view of that airport. All right, so the pilot landed on this runway, and I know that because I saw all these trees in the backdrop, right? So just looking at that that clip, it looked kind of like they were coming this way, but they probably were doing a like a river visual approach into this runway and then coming in and landing here. And as you can see, it's a tight little turn coming in to land on this runway right here. It's a tight little turn, obviously, because you got all this terrain right here. You got a big mountain right there, and the runway is just on the other side of this turn right here. Right, so they probably came in this way and touched down here, or they could have come in from this direction. Either way, they don't have the option of like an extended final, right? Like a nice long final to set up and make a nice slow approach on this. Like, you're coming from this way, that could be pretty challenging to make a tight turn either direction, either direction. Make a tight turn coming into this runway. So you had a whole lot of passengers on board, full passengers. You're making this tight turn. You're trying to slow down. You got a tailwind. They may have elected to land this way because if you had to go around, you got more options, or more of a clearing, I should say. There's more space to work with to be able to get the nose level and to be able to gain some airspeed just in case you had to go around. So it's probably another deciding factor as to why the pilots chose to land on this runway. With the little bit of information that I know, that I have about this, because they could have landed this way. But again, if they had to go around and they're heavy with passengers and fuel and stuff, well, there's not much room for them to, lower that nose and get that airspeed up before they have to start turning, and this turn is followed by another turn. You see all this rising terrain over here, so it's followed by another turn that they're gonna have to make. So they're gonna have to do a little snake action, a little S-turn action just to get up and get the plane cleaned up and get some altitude. So yeah, they probably decided, you know what, you got a lot of people on here, we're heavy, let's land this way, and if we got to go around, we got options. We've got first off, we've got nothing in the way, and we can build up some airspeed and some altitude before the rising terrain starts becoming an issue again. So we'll just watch this a little bit. It looks like a beautiful airport. Reminds me of an airport that I've landed at in Clearwater, out there by Tampa, in Florida, man. And it's a beautiful approach just right off the water. Of course, you don't have all these mountains around, but just a beautiful, beautiful airport sitting right off the water. You can see, this airplane's making this this turn right here to overfly midfield to set up for landing in the opposite direction. But yeah, like, there's a whole lot of rising terrain, a whole lot of limited options if you were to decide to go around and go this way. So that pilot in that video clip probably, like I said, decided, hey, let's do it this way. All right, let me speed it along so we can see, what the opposite direction looks like. So you can see the opposite direction. You don't have to make an immediate turn. You got some time where you can, fly straight and level, get the power up, get the plane cleaned up, and climb and get away from this terrain. So, hey, that's my thought. That's my take on it as to what happened in that little video clip. Hey, but hey, if you like this video, go ahead, comment down below. Like the video, subscribe to the video, and hey, watch this video over here. You know, watch this video right there, so you help boost me up on the algorithm. And man, I'll catch you on the next one.